What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bet Daily, May 11th. I can't believe we're already in May here, 2023. Guys, it was a rough Wednesday. We crushed our bets except for the best bets, which has seemed to happen a lot lately. We got to turn it around, Papa Dude. What are you going to do here? What are you doing differently to turn the mojo around?
Well, I thought about not being on today. I thought maybe I'd get somebody else to take my place, but I don't know. I just, we're just in a rut, and it's pretty hard picking. We don't have a lot to pick from right now. Baseball's so nuts, and I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna come out and say it. I said it to Aaron before the show. I really like all three best bets today. Without you guys saying anything, I actually bet all of the bets we made in different ways, but similar anyway. So I'm excited to get to those because it's going to be a nice little day here. Got two hockey games. We're going to start out with the closeout game here. The Devils headed in to take on the Hurricanes. Carolina laying 130. Total sitting here at 5.5. Every single game in this series decided by at least 2 goals, which has been one of the trends we've seen here in the second round of the NHL playoffs. Not a lot of close games. Yesterday, Toronto gets by, staves off elimination in a game that really could have gone either way. That was a 2-1 game. One of the few games we've seen only decided by a goal. Hurricanes have been very good on home ice, Aaron. They've looked very good in this entire series, and the Devils have had goaltending issues. Do they turn that around today, or do you think the Hurricanes take care of business?
Yeah, it's such a bad thing when you get into the playoffs and you have goaltending issues. That's just the toughest thing to try to overcome in hockey. And look, I think it's going to be a closeout game tonight for Carolina. I just think they're the better team. I think you did see kind of that rally from the Devils, and it's like, okay, maybe they're going to get back into it, and then Carolina just shut it down in Game 4. So they're a team that you can sort of trust at home. Some of these other teams, it's just like they never win at home. Carolina usually does. I think they close it out. I like him at minus 130. I said yesterday, don't lay like minus 185s and minus 200s. Minus 130 makes a lot of sense to me for a team that I think should be at that price. So I like Carolina a lot tonight.
Papa Dude?
I love the consistency of the Hurricanes. They're pretty consistent. They don't have that superstar. They don't have that flash that we see in Edmonton and some of these other teams. They just kind of play their game every night. And I think they close it out tonight too. I'll be surprised if they don't. So I like the Hurricanes for all the reasons Aaron said, and I just like that consistent play. They seem to play their game every night.
This is one of those teams that has experience in the playoffs. We've seen them make runs a couple times. The core of the team and the coaching staff still together. Feels like a night we're going to see some handshakes in Raleigh, North Carolina. We'll see if that happens toward the end of the game. And I have a feeling we might talk about this one again a little bit more toward the end of the show. Let's head into the other game here. The Kraken headed in to take on the Stars. Stars minus 197 here. The total sitting at 6. This has been an interesting series when you dive into Money Puck. I know it's at moneypuck.com, something that Aaron and I both use. There's a deserve to win-o-meter where it says essentially over 1,000 simulations of where the shots were taken, what team will win. Dallas has dominated this series when you look at that metric. Game 1, Ottinger has a terrible first period. Outside of that, they actually played better that first game. The Kraken really should be down 3-1 here, Aaron. But you said don't lay the minus 197. Do you like the Stars tonight? And if you do, are you willing to go on the puck line?
Kraken tonight. I am not willing to take the Stars on the puck line. No, I'm not doing it. I'm definitely not laying a 197, minus 197. Kraken in an upset tonight. Think about it, guys. Every time we said in that Colorado series, they're done. They're done. They're not going to rebound. They're not going to do it this time. Guess what happened? They came back and they would win. Kraken get it done tonight. Give me the Kraken in Dallas.
Not so fast, my friend. Give me the Stars. Let's lay the goal and a half. I like the Stars plus 130, minus 1.5 here. Another series where every game except for that game 1 overtime has been decided by 2 or more goals. Don't play minus 197. We talked about this yesterday with the Oilers. Play the goal and a half or play the Kraken, but don't lay the juice here. We've seen that too much of a trend here. I think the Stars get it done tonight. I think Ottinger plays better. I think they show up here. And every game they've had to win in this series, they have dominated. This is a must-win game for Dallas. I think they come out and play like they have after losing Game 1 and Game 3. They played phenomenal in Game 2 and 4. I think we see that again tonight here in Game 5 at home. Papa Dude, what do you like here?
Well, I'll break the tie. I like the Stars too. But I'm getting caught up in this deal, just like I did the first year when Vegas made that run. I'm in denial. Because I'm just thinking there's no way a team in their second year of existence, and the year Vegas did it was their first year, can make a run in these playoffs. I just can't get behind them. I just can't, because it's so weird to see this. The Vegas thing, I don't think will ever happen again. That was just an incredible run. First year of your existence, and you make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. And this team's very similar. And I don't know that we're giving them enough credit, because I keep thinking they're not any good. How can they be any good? And here they eliminated Colorado. Dallas is a very, very sound team, and they're 2-2 with them. You're right. They probably ought to be behind 3-1, but guess what? They're not.
They're not.
So I would definitely not bet Dallas at -197, nor would I bet anybody in the playoffs at 197. There's just no way. So if you want to put them in a parlay or something, I think they're going to win tonight too. I'm with you, Mike. I think they're going to come out and play really well. But I thought that about Nashville a million times 5 or 6 years ago, whenever they made that run, however long ago it's been. So
Vegas.
I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron's right.
Aaron, question for you.
Yeah.
Vegas year 1 or Seattle year 2? Which team was better?
Well, I have to go with Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought that it was interesting. That was the first expansion draft we'd seen in the NHL in, I think it was like 15, 20 years almost. Yeah. The GMs had no clue how to protect players, and Vegas fleeced a lot of people, just fleeced them. That team had a ton of talent right from day one.
They did.
You look at this team, and it's Eberle, and it's Schwartz, and it's Dunn, and it's like the depth is there, but the top end talent is not exist still. And at some point, you got to think that will catch up to him. We'll see when that happens.
I think you could argue that Vegas team might be better than any other team they've had. I mean, it could be argued. And history is they're the only ones that have made it to the finals. Now this team they might very well make it to the finals, but I do think this team might be a little bit deeper than the other was. But that other team was very, very good. Was that the year Ovechkin beat them? I think it was.
Yeah. Vegas had 2 number 1 goalies and 9 top 6 forwards their first year in existence. That does not exist here on this Seattle team in their second year.
Well, they had Fleury. Who was the other goalie?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
they had that Subban was.
PK Subban.
Yeah,
they had him. Yeah,
he's super good. Yeah,
and Fleury was still in his prime.
Fleury was good.
He could still play.
Yeah, it was PK's brother, not PK. But anyway, all right, let's jump over to the Celtics versus the 76ers. The 76ers shockingly trying to close out Boston on home court here. Celtics laying 2.5, total sitting at 212.5. This is a tough one, Papa, dude. I mean, I went back and forth on which team I actually thought was going to win this game. You got to think playoff Harden shows up again, which isn't a positive. But the 76ers have been very good at home, and this Boston team just doesn't have that killer instinct.
No.
And you're seeing mistakes from the coaching staff and lack of timeouts and the rotation's not figured out. So just a ton of questions with the Celtics, who are now facing elimination when they were the favorite to win the title heading into this round. What happens tonight in Philly?
Listen to that game 5. That could be a killer. I just think, the Sixers, Embiid's going to have to play great, but he has. And I think Harden is going to have to play really well tonight. But the other guys, that Maxey he has been nails. And the Celtics have just not been able to close them out. They just haven't been able to do it. I don't think they should be favored. I really don't. I'll take the Sixers tonight. I think they're going to eliminate them.
Aaron?
No. Celtics win this game. They're going to rebound. They couldn't have been worse in game 5.
They were bad.
They're going to rebound. I've got a good feeling Celtics are bringing this back to Boston. For a big game 7, I just refuse to believe the Celtics are going down 6 to the Sixers. I mean, that's hard to fathom. Give me the Celtics tonight. I don't like that they're favorites, but give me them regardless. I like them.
They're laying 1 in the first half. I think that's the bet if you're going to bet the game. I think the Celtics come out very, very motivated in this spot. And we've seen them have these phenomenal first halves and then step off the gas in the second half quite a bit in these playoffs. That's where I don't worry about the coaching, where I don't worry about the timeouts, where I don't worry as much about the rotation is in the first half. So I'll take Boston minus the point in the first half. I think that's the safer way to play it if you're going to play it. It's going to be an interesting one here because, man, the Heat team is just sitting there just licking their chops thinking, man, if we can get through New York here and we get to face these two teams after 7 games, possibly a hurt Embiid, Harden, who will be just, I mean, Butler is going to be in his head for that entire series. It is fathomable that the Miami Heat make the finals now, which was unbelievable just 3 weeks ago. Let's head into a big-time Game 6 here. The Nuggets trying to close out the Suns, with the Suns at home laying 3, total sitting at 226. The home team has won and covered every single game in this series so far. Aaron, does that trend continue tonight?
Yep, I'm gonna stick with it. I think it does. I think the Suns get it done tonight, force it Game 7. It's been a weird series for sure, where early in the series at least, or especially, it was like, well, the home teams are just way better. Like, they really weren't that competitive of games. But I think you're going to see a competitive one tonight. I do think the Suns win. I think it sets up a big Game 7 where you've got the Nuggets, who, like Papa Dude's been talking about, it's like nobody really seems to talk about the Nuggets much. And then you got the Suns, who've got all kind of that star power. So it'll be really interesting. But give me the Suns tonight. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how the role players perform. That's really been the difference in this series is those 4th and 5th guys. They show up at home. They're struggling to shoot on the road. You'd got to think the Suns are going to show up here, but you need more than just Durant and Booker. It cannot be a 2-man show for them to be able to win. I think they both put up 36 or 38 in Game 4 to be able to get the win. You got to get other guys to contribute here, Papa Dude. What do you think happens tonight in Phoenix?
I think that's the whole key. I lean towards the Suns tonight simply because the Nuggets are not a very good road team. But if it goes Game 7, I'm going to lean towards the Nuggets, I think. I won't be surprised if they win tonight. The reason why we look at the other 3 teams and we're kind of ignoring them, who have the other 3 teams got on their team? They've got the stars, and that's why this team's just kind of quietly, doing their own thing. And they've been pretty impressive. You're right. They got to get some players to chip in besides Booker and Durant tonight, or they're not going to win. I have not been impressed with the Suns at all throughout this entire playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and take them tonight just simply because they're at home and the Nuggets don't play very well on the road.
Yeah, I would lean toward the Suns, but this was almost unbettable in my mind. I mean, these two teams are just such a Jekyll and Hyde that you've seen from them through 5 games in this series. It's hard for me to really get behind anybody. I would bet the Suns, like I said, if I was going to bet the game, simply because they're at home and the home team has covered all 5 games so far in this series. And we've seen those ancillary players just play better when they're on their home court. All right, let's head over to the race of the day. Yesterday's race of the day, won by the 4-horse, who is 15-1 on the morning line and goes off at 5-2. Papa Dude, your 11-horse goes off at 7-2 off a 10-1 morning line. The second choice. So just a little bit of wild there in the race of the day yesterday from Indiana Grand. Today we're going to go to Belmont, race number 9. Not making it any easier here. 40K maiden claimers going a mile on Belmont's turf course. What more could you want, Aaron? Who you got?
Yeah, thanks a lot for this one. I'll take a shot with the 7. I'll take the 7 Pioneering Spirit. I mean, the horse is getting back to the turf and taking a massive, massive drop down in class. I just think that's going to be enough here. Jose Ortiz gets a board. I think that's a really good sign as well for Linda Rice. So I'll take the 7. This race sucks. I mean, you could make a lot of cases past, the 7, basically.
Yeah, I thought this race was actually pretty interesting. The 6-horse variable cost is going to be my top pick for Chad Brown. This is a Kalleward Stables horse. Manny Franco gets the mount. He's the one who usually gets the mount for Kalleward when they're good, if it's not IRAD. So I like the 6 here at 3-1. I am a little interested in the 4. Deja Du here, 15-1, second time out for Atras. This is more of a turf pedigree in my mind, and this colt is a half to 3 turf winners. So I like the fact that we're switching over. We got one over the dirt. Now we're switching over to the turf. Has some tactical speed too. There is not much speed in this race, and speed over the Belmont turf is generally pretty good. So I'm willing to take a shot here at the 4-horse Deja Du at 15-1. But top pick is going to be the 6 variable cost 3-1 Chad Brown, Manny Franco. Papa Dude, where'd you go?
Right here. Get the hat back today. I'm between 2. By the way, yesterday Dr. Tang got that 4-horse.
Yeah, we're calling him Dr. Chalk now.
Yep.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Dr. Chalk taking the 5-2 favorite.
Oh, that's good. I'm between the 7 and the 6. Here's the 7. I don't like the fact that this was 13th, or is it a she or a he? Doesn't matter.
It is the
Heat. Okay, it's his 13th try to break his maiden. I don't like that ever. He has finished second 4 times. And then you got an unraced horse from Chad Brown. And the thing I don't like about this, he's put it in a maiden claimer for its first start, which means he doesn't like the horse very well, I would assume. So you got to choose between the two, and I can't. So I've got the hat. We'll see what happens. Here we go.
Just a quick Chad Brown stat, too.
Yeah.
He is 5 for 23 with first-time maiden claimers, 22% win percentage, $2.40 ROI. He is 4 for 7 at Belmont doing that. So he's actually done very well.
The hat, man. I don't. Okay, you just convinced me. I don't need the hat because I don't want to bet the 7. So I'm going to go with the 6.
I like it. I like it. We got 2 on the 6 here. Valuable cost. 1 on the 7 Pioneering Spirit. Aaron,
variable cost.
Variable cost. There you go. Aaron, like I said, the pronunciation Bay, I'm going to fail in. Aaron, what do you got here from a long shot perspective? Who else are you using? Because I know you're not singling the 7.
I like your 4. I think that one makes sense. I also think the 5 makes a little bit of sense as well. Another first-time starter here for a barn, the Falcone barn, who, they don't talk about this barn a ton, but 10 first-time starters run from this barn in the last year. 5 of them hit the board. 2 of them have won. So this is the kind of race where if this horse can run a little bit, probably going to be right there and be competitive. So I liked the 5 a little bit as well. I think that was an interesting long shot. Your 4, I totally agreed with. I went 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to use those 4 and go on from there.
I think the 8's a little interesting too. Moonflyer, 2 best starts, both over the turf course. Ran terribly on dirt twice. They gelded this one. They're adding blinkers, now getting back to turf. Wouldn't be shocked if the 8 runs a big one here. Really tough race to close out that Belmont pick 5. We didn't pick the race right before because we all would have picked the 1, I'm guessing, who I think is a pretty good single. Got a good shot at going gate to wire, lone speed on the turf there at Belmont, who is also probably the best horse. Aaron, you have the 1 on top in the 8th?
Yep, I do like the 1. I like the 1 in the 7th as well. So it could be a rail day there at Belmont. But yeah, I do like the 1 in the 8th quite a bit.
And that is why we did not pick that race as the race.
That's the reason. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the best bets. Aaron, you want to kick us off here?
Yep, let's do it. Keep it simple. Carolina minus 130. I don't think that price is too darn bad, and they just seem like a really likely winner to me. So I'm going to take the Hurricanes minus at 130 tonight to close out the Devils. And as Somich said, I think we're going to see a handshake line tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. So give me a Hurricanes minus 130.
Papa dude, piggyback off that one.
Well, I was going to do that too. And then I thought, no, I'm going to try to find something that maybe adds a little bit of value to it. But I wasn't going to go anything unless I was pretty sure. So I'm going to go the Hurricanes too. And I'm going to go the Texas Rangers over Oakland tonight. Oakland can't beat anybody. And they don't even know who their starting pitcher is going to be tonight. And Texas has a good starting pitcher. And they hit the ball pretty well. So I'm pretty good on that one. And I can't believe we're getting plus 151. So I think it's worth the risk to go ahead and throw them in. So hopefully Aaron and I get the Hurricanes and then the Rangers come through late tonight in Oakland.
Yeah, right now the starting pitcher announced is Zach Neal, who is picked up off waivers from the Rockies. Has a 9 ERA.
That's not a good sign.
The Oakland team ERA is the worst team ERA in the majors since 1930. Their bullpen ERA is atrocious, and this is a bullpen game for them. We actually on a similar wavelength here. I bet Texas over 5 runs today, minus 110.
Okay.
This Oakland team, first off, they suck at pitching, but their bullpen is even worse than their starters, and you're getting a bullpen game with a guy they picked up off waivers starting. Like, this is just, to me, a wild situation. So I agree with you on the Rangers. I took the team total over versus putting them something else because I thought that was a pretty safe play there. All right, my best bet of the day. We dug a little deeper today. I'm going to Al Horford over 1.5 threes, minus 120 today. This to me is, if you look at game 1, no Embiid, shoots 4 threes. Game 2, game 3, game 4, and game 5, he takes 7 or more threes to try and stretch Embiid out, move him off of the rim. And that's something that we've consistently seen from this Boston team. When they have a big that they want to move away from the rim, they have Horford shoot threes. He's taken 7 or more in all 4 games with Embiid. He's hit at least 2 of them. He's gone 1 for 8 and 1 for 7 in 2 of those games. But he has gone 5 for 7, and I believe it was 3 for 7 in the other 2 games. So he's gone over in 2 of the 4. I think he shoots 7 again tonight. If he takes 7 or more, I got to like the over here. So I'm going to go over Al Horford threes, 1.5, minus 120 tonight for the best bet. because I think it's a pretty tough card. Though I did consider the Texas over 5 runs as well. Aaron, what do you think of Horford here?
I like it. No, it makes sense. Hopefully, my Boston Celtics, who I'm supporting tonight, come through for you, and he makes more than one.
Well, I bet you too. In the games he hit 5 and 3, I bet they won those games, didn't they?
When he scores, they are very dangerous.
Yeah,
they are another team that needs that ancillary score, and you can't really count on Smart or Horford game in and game out to be able to really help Tatum and Brown. When those two guys show up and put the ball through the hoop, and same with White as well, this is a very, very tough Boston team. It's just trying to get that consistency in the rotation down. But Horford's going to get big minutes. He will take threes. We just need him to make 2. So that's what we're rooting for tonight as the best bet for me. All right, let's recap them real quick, and then we're going to sign off here. I'm going to take Horford over 1.5. Threes made -120. Papa Dude, Canes Rangers +151. Aaron, Hurricanes -130. Rough Wednesday. We've had a lot of rough Wednesdays here. But we got to get this thing going here. Down 980 for the year. Thank you very much for checking out Dudes Who Bet Daily today. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow for everything around the sports and horse racing world. Good luck with all your bets.